So I wanted to start off the show with some of the betting lines, catching up on it. Holy crap! This part of the episode is actually was still available when it was done, because this is what we started off with, and it was still like the voice was still there, but holy crap, I don't care. It moved again today. This KC Bengals line is just flying back and forth, and there is no way to tell where it's going to end up. I mean, it'll probably stay here because I think the news about Patrick Mahomes has kind of solidified it. He's playing, I'm pretty sure. But, I mean, unless there might be something major. So, I mean, unless there's something major, nothing should really change that much, but we never know with how crazy it's been. I mean, this thing started with Bengals favorited. It moved to, started off with KC favorited, moved to Bengals when news first broke. Then it moved back to KC. Then it moved back to the Bengals. I think it moved back to KC, back to the Bengals, and now it's sitting at KC again. So it has just been an absolute shit show. I don't think Vegas knows as much as anybody else who's going to come out of this game the winner. Let me get logged in to DraftKings. Alright. So I'm going to pull up we have the Alright, we got the line sitting right now at it's actually minus 105 Bengals, minus 115 Chiefs. So it's looking like the Chiefs are still favored, but not by too much at all. Plus, they're minus 1 on the spread, and the over-under sitting at 48. I mean, I could see this being an extremely low-scoring game. I don't know why. I just think that these are two high-powered offenses that are just going to get stomped out. I think with Patrick Mahomes being injured, it's going to be hard for him to kind of get the same amount of hero ball out that he usually does, or he'll just go maximum hero ball because he's injured, and that's just kind of what he does sometimes when he is injured. So I guess, I don't know. I don't know if I want to take the over-under on that. But I have the Bengals. I'm going to probably take them at minus 105. So we actually are going to start doing a I apologize, 1 second. We're going to start doing a new segment for the betting. When we go through our bets, we're going to just kind of read them off, but we'll do it in a way that is related to something. So I'm trying to think of two things. We're either going to do a knock on wood segment. So, just it's kind of going to be based on the luck of the phrase, it's going to be like knock on wood bets, or it's going to be knockout bets. So either one. We'll try one for a little bit. We'll see how I like it. And then we'll try the other one. We'll see how I like it. If anybody else lets me know, that'll be a great That'll be awesome. That'll be the best, but for now, that's just not the option. Um, One second. I
Why are you mad?
So it'll be a every time we do it from now on. I just want to double check. I had two different bells that I wanted to go through. Um, Ooh, I think I like the boxing bell. All right, so I think we'll do that. Okay, so we're gonna take the Cincinnati Bengals at minus 105 for this game coming up. Next time I'll say ring the bell after though. Um, so then we have my next bet, which I'm gonna kind of just run into right now, since we're kind of in this segment or in this kind of talk. But I think that the Eagles are gonna take this game in the NFC. I'm pretty confident in Jalen Hurts, and I think that when it came down to Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, not only am I just I consider them organizational chokers, but I really think that the way that they use Zeke and everything else, and I don't think Dak is as good as he can sometimes reach the level of. I think that the 49ers were able to take advantage of it. I don't think that the Eagles are that team. I think that the Eagles will show everybody why they're a legitimate contender, but I think at the end of the day, the reason why people are doubting them against the 49ers is why I think that they're going to lose in the Super Bowl. I do think everything is true about them, but I don't think they're going to lose to the 49ers with their quarterback being a rookie. But not only that, I just think the Eagles are as good of a team with as much or more of an upside minus. No, I don't. I mean, you have Christian McCaffrey versus Miles Sanders, which is obviously, Christian McCaffrey is one of the best NFL, or been one of the best players in the NFL for years, as long as he's not injured. Whereas you have, AJ Brown on the other side of the ball, who, he has had some cold points in this season, but he was one of the best wide receivers in the league. So let's not get that twisted. So I don't know if I rang the bell on that one. We're not going to make you listen to it again. But we will move on to we're going to probably take a break from that, to be honest. I think that, well, I guess since we're on it, we'll finish off with the NFL and just kind of move into the UFC in a bit. We have a lot to go over with that. I kind of want to catch up on how we did last week. So we had the Bengals plus 198. So that was a win for us. we were pretty excited about that just because it sorry, I apologize. We were excited about the Bengals winning because I think that was one that had a lot of controversy surrounding it in terms of the Bengals being heavily pushed as the underdog because of their alignment issue, and I truly believe that it obviously didn't make a huge difference when the Bills' defense just wasn't playing at the top of their game and threatening people. I think that Josh Allen obviously made his Josh Allen mistakes, and that's what I was saying. I think that Joe Burrow won't make the mistakes that I believe players who aren't ready for that position are going to make. And I said Josh Allen's still that guy, and maybe he'll work it out. But I think Joe Burrow was built in that fire, and for that reason, he's gonna not make those mistakes in the moments that matter in a way that we've seen from only a few players. The Chiefs, we didn't take that one, but we did take the spread. We took it for -2.5, and I'm pretty sure we won on that one. Let me double check. I'm like 99% sure, but I shouldn't just say it because obviously, yeah, we definitely won by 7. They won by 7. I mean, and we took that at -115. So we also, I didn't take it, but the Eagles also beat the Did they beat the Giants? Yeah, they beat the Giants 38-7. We probably should have taken the spread on that one. But we did have them winning in terms of our pick'em, at least. And then we had the Chiefs in a pick'em. And we saw for +172. No way. Yeah. There was no way that was the odds. I entered that in wrong. So, we had that for our picks last week, and then we kind of caught up on our picks for this week. The only other thing I wanted to get into with that was I'm really, really scared about this matchup if Patrick Mahomes is back up. I think that, the Bengals are a great team, and I did have them going all the way regardless, but no matter what, I do think Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest players that I've ever seen, and I am always scared to see him on the field. You never know when he's going to take over a game and not give it back. So, we'll just have to watch out for that one. I think, honestly, I don't know how you don't take, if you're taking either team, I don't know how you don't take the spread on the game, because it's just so easy to know that it's going to go one way or the other by a certain amount. So I'm going to go with the Bengals at +1. Ring the bell. That is gonna be so that will be sorry, just throwing it in the sheet. We're taking that at -110 with +1 being right. So there we have that. We'll take that later because we are obviously not in New Hampshire. And then I think really, last week the Bills, they ran into a brick wall. I said that they were gonna have it, but one thing I really wanted to get into, and I talked about it even in the last podcast, was that I truly believe this doesn't mean that the Patriots are in a good position because the Bills lost. They're still one of the best teams in the AFC, and we are still a hop, leap, and a skip behind them. I mean, if you're really looking around this conference, there's a lot of other teams that are even considerably better if you throw around some of the quarterbacks that are looking for another team. So we're just going to sit here and act like we are ready to take over because the Bills lost and we have Bill O'Brien. Is Bill O'Brien going to catch these, underthrown passes? Bill O'Brien going to catch these? Or is Bill O'Brien going to, be a linebacker in the linebacking unit? I mean, it looked good this year. There's no promise it's going to look good next year. We have to make sure that these cornerbacks are taken care of. And, I'm not going to go that deep into the football aspect of it, even though I probably should start going a little bit deeper into that. But this team is really not. It's a jack of all trades and a master of none in the way that obviously Bill Belichick has been able to tape together a bunch of positions in the past, but he had the star to hold it together, but now we don't have that. And it's kind of obvious every single year whether or not we can blame it on Matt Patricia, Cam Newton, something else. We're getting the same similar results. Bill Belichick can coach you up to 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, maybe on his best year, and on his worst year, 7. What are we gonna sit here and act like that's good though? Are we gonna be okay with maybe getting through to the wild card round every year, and then if we get to the wild card round, somebody kicks us in the teeth? A lot of people who are Patriots fans are just sitting here and they're okay with watching this team be taken over by the fact that we always had great coaching, but a coach who had major issues covered by the fact that he had the greatest quarterback of all time. But nope. It was always not even that it was always Belichick to these people, I believe. I think that they just are holding on to something that they can't give up on because of the fact that, he's the last remaining straw of the dynasty, and like the major straw of the dynasty, outside of obviously the Crafts, who aren't the dynasty. They're just kind of, like they're the dynasty, but they're more of like, I mean, there's been dynasties with other organizations, but the team owner stays while everybody else leaves, and it's never the same feel after that. So I think that's a decent amount of Patriots crap talk. I mean, I think that we kind of started talking about this, but really, a little thing I wanted to do this week was talk about where I think that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are going. So that'll be something that we can do to kind of pass a little bit of time. I think that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are going to be on the move this offseason, and they're both in their offseason, so I think it's going to be coming pretty freaking quickly, honestly.
Who's your hero, Cartman? Tom Brady. Right, and what does Tom Brady do after breaking the rules? Deny and subvert. Yeah!
I think that, he's been probably working with the Dolphins based on, what we see in terms of that video and where he's at with the school, although I do think it was messed up for him to be recorded at his kid's high school. But, yeah. So I'm going to give you my picks. We'll record them, and we'll take them for later. We're not going to put any money on them because I haven't found them in DraftKings at all, and that's really all I use to bet. So we'll just mark them, and if it happens, it happens. If it does not, it does not. So I think we can get a list of the updated odds for where they're going. They've moved pretty quickly for both of them, but not for too much in terms of the teams, just the arrangement of them. But there's a couple similarities between the two of them. Las Vegas is one of them I remember from yesterday, and might have been the Niners. No, it was the Jets. The Patriots, I think we're on the Brady or the Rodgers one. Let me check. I don't know. Alright, we're on bookies.com. We have Aaron Rodgers' next destination odds, and this is coming from an updated article from yesterday at 10:45 a.m. It has staying with the Packers at plus 225. I'm not even gonna consider that. I really don't think it's gonna happen. Well, if Rodgers stays with the team, I guess it should always be considered. I don't know, but let's consider everything else. Screw the Packers. We don't care about them really. They have that backup. Freaking like Hart. I don't know. Jordan Love, Hart, close. But we have the Jets at plus 400, Dolphins plus 550, Raiders plus 575. So I am still strong on the Tua train. We are not giving up on Tua, so we're cutting them off the list. We're taking Tennessee off the list. Or not Tennessee. We're taking the Packers off the list. Again, we're going to hop back to the Dolphins. The Dolphins we're taking off the list because I am not only am I strong on Tua, but I think it doesn't make sense. He might want to go there, but are they going to want to take him? You know, in terms of replacing the quarterback, it's like, are you replacing a maybe quarterback with a maybe quarterback? I think you are. So that's not worth it for them. And same thing with Tom Brady. I think they're out of it for both of them. Outside of the fact that Tom Brady is like maybe a trophy piece that they can put up. I don't think they care as much about Rodgers to put him up in the trophy piece like mantle just to have him come out and play and attract Dolphins fans. And with how good they were last year, I don't even think they would want to do that anyway. Even though obviously I just said he will probably end up there. I mean, it's tough. All right. So we took a look at that. So there is a line for DraftKings, obviously. It's there. I just can't find it when I'm looking. Okay, here. Wait, let me check this article date. I just don't want to friggin' like find some bullcrap from like a month ago. It's like always happens and sucks. Two days ago. Gambling odd shift reveals new Tom Brady. Alright, we'll go with the most recent one we can find. Yeah, they have the Tom Brady visiting a Miami school. See, I want to get the odds now that Tom Brady visited the Miami school. Like, that's pretty important, huh? Don't you guys think? Like, where is Derek Carr gonna go? Oof. Derek Carr to the Bucks. They could be horrible, and but like semi could. That could be actually something that I could see. You go and Tom Brady to Vegas, and I think that that's a possibility. I think that they're one of the most quarterback needy teams in the league, and maybe that's who I'll end up picking in terms of the person that I think will end up with Brady. Because honestly, I mean, what else makes sense? You have the Niners, but the Niners have so many quarterbacks that could play as good or better than Tom Brady can at this point in his career, in my opinion. You have Miami, who I feel like it's the same thing, and on top of that, I mean, they're so close to winning. Do they really want to have that trophy quarterback come out? But I think Las Vegas, it's both. Like, they can win. He could go there, try to win, so he will go there. They need a quarterback that has some balls. They could grab Tom Brady. Then, for one last other aspect of why it would work out for him, if it's none of that, they have a trophy quarterback, and that's all Las Vegas gives a fuck about. At the end of the day, I know they don't want to. I know they want to get some local fans out there. I've heard about that, but either local or like international, national fans, it doesn't matter. If people are buying tickets, that organization will be happy. And if Tom Brady's there, people will buy tickets. So I think it's probably the most likely destination, in my opinion. But if we're looking at it, the 2 days ago, it was Buccaneers were sitting at most likely with 33%. Green Bay, maybe. But I have retirement higher than the Buccaneers for Brady. So let's just, and if it, Green Bay could maybe get Rodgers back, there is no shot in hell that Brady plays with the Bucs again. In my mind, I think Brady's done with them. So I would put that high sod at 33% for retirement. Then I would go down to Las Vegas for this one 2 days ago. Then it goes to the 49ers, then the Patriots, then the Dolphins, then the Giants, then the Jets. So the Patriots and the Dolphins are tied, though, in this, and then the Giants and the Jets are tied as well. So I just want to say, I think the Giants, Jets, and Dolphins are all significantly higher than the Patriots in terms of destinations that he'll end up. I think that he knows that even if he comes back here, he's going to get stomped by the teams that are significantly higher in terms of the quality. I mean, I think he knows that in 2019 that team was going to go, and even if they beat the Tennessee Titans, they were going to go and meet the Chiefs and get stomped out either way. I mean, that last Super Bowl they won, I don't think he had a lot of confidence after that, and that year just went on to prove what he felt. And I think if he knows that if he came back, it would just be like a show and pony year, and I don't know if that's what he's looking for. And even if he was, why would he do it with the Patriots? I just feel like there's no reason based on what he said for him to do it. But Dolphins, obviously huge reasons for him to do it. He loves the area, he's been connected to it, he had the allegations, or maybe even, I don't know if it's true, but the connection or the full tampering issues or whatever. Then you have the Giants, who I don't know why they're up there, but I mean, I think they'll go with Daniel Jones again, or maybe have him work with Tom Brady, but I don't know. I don't like that. Maybe the Patriots might be ahead of them, but that's it. The Jets, I mean, they're so desperate for a quarterback. Yeah, I think that's why. I think they're way more desperate than the Patriots. I think that they have a team that's right there. I think that if they had a quarterback, they could be better than the Patriots and possibly the Dolphins. So, let's see. Let's see if that's something that he would be friggin' honestly dirty enough to do. But, hey, it's his life. I'm not going to sit here and crap on him for it. I just think it would be a little bit dirty. I think that Rodgers could go to the Jets, though. I think that they would be willing to take the contract. I think that they would be willing to take the hit. I think that Rodgers would be willing to go to the Jets. He'd be willing to play there. And then I think that is kind of and I think that's kind of the reality of it. So for Tom Brady, like I said, with everything that happened yesterday, I think Miami is a total option, but I still am going to sit Raiders. Then if we go to the Rodgers, I'm looking at the odds again right now, and I'm going to sit with Packers are obvious number one, but we're going to cut them out again. I don't think the Raiders want his contract, because I think his contract's pretty insane right now, and with everything they're paying for a bunch of other assets, I just don't think that's what they want on their payroll. But I think he would love playing with Devontae Adams again. I think he realizes how important Devontae Adams is, so maybe. But I still think that that's not going to happen. Indy, I think that... I don't know if he'd want to play in Indy. I don't know if the tools are as good as maybe what you'd get in Tennessee, so why would he want to go to Indy if you could get the same thing but better, you know? I think that it may be a better market, it might be a better town for him, and, you know, so, I don't know, but that's just my opinion. I think the Jets are number one, though, in my opinion, just like this book is saying. You know, I've kind of come to the conclusion that it makes the most sense on every side that the Jets get them. So I think if I'm going to take it, I'm going to take the Jets, and I'm going to take the Jets for Rodgers, and I'm going to take the Raiders for Brady. So that is a double ring the bell. So we will not keep going with that, but that will be kind of something we keep bringing up as time goes on. Alright, so let's move on. So, I think because obviously that episode, what happened with it, we have some misinformation, not misinformation, we have some information we missed that was from Tuesday or Monday, probably Monday, where Bill O'Brien is officially the offensive coordinator of the Patriots. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but I'm excited to see how that goes. I think it's going to prove a lot about the team and everything else we didn't know from last year. So we had a lot of questions after Matt Patricia left. Oh, Matt Patricia's horrible, this and that. But what else was horrible? Because Matt Patricia was so bad as an offensive coordinator. And I want to point out, as an offensive coordinator, you know, I do agree with a lot of people that we are crapping on Matt Patricia a lot. And I think that it's kind of stupid to crap on Matt Patricia as a person or as a football mind or just an intelligent person. I think Matt Patricia is, you know, he's a human. He's as smart as, you know, a lot of the very intelligent people that work in the NFL and with these organizations. I think that he just, you know, he had two things that happened to him. He was put into an position that he wasn't ready for and essentially set up to failure, but also he was given the reins post Tom Brady. I mean, Bill O'Brien, the last time we saw him as an offensive coordinator here, he was under Tom Brady, and we loved him because everybody looked great under Tom Brady. He was under Tom Brady. Tom Brady was under him, and everybody looked great when they were working as the manager of Tom Brady. Whereas a lot of these other quarterbacks are clearly not to the same level as Tom Brady. So we have to sit here and take a second to think, like, are we gonna allow ourselves to get super excited about somebody who's not coaching Tom Brady anymore? I'd love to get the calls from the Paul Feinbaum show, I believe it is. He talks college football, and I don't know what other sports, but he definitely talks college football in the South. And a lot of the callers from Alabama were calling in excited to see Bill O'Brien leave. So I just want to see what Bill O'Brien is with the Patriots and what Mac Jones is with Bill O'Brien, who he's worked with before. I want to see what he is. If he starts to fail as a quarterback when he doesn't have the same issues around him. That will prove to a lot of people multiple things about him and about the past situation and about Bill Belichick. How stupid of a decision that was and how awful he set up Mac Jones to be and why he should be, I don't know, just reconsidering how you deal with the quarterback and how you handle an organization as a freaking GM. But whatever. Belichick's never wrong according to you freaking Patriots meat riders. I really don't want to get too hardcore about the Patriots, but it just really does bother me how much the Patriots get this freaking pass because of how good they were not in the last year, or like it wasn't like 1 year ago, 2 years ago at this point. Like, we have not had Tom Brady since 2019, and we are still gonna sit here and act like this organization gets this huge pass, at least, to do what they want to do. It's insane. Why are they free to do what they want when we have to sit here and deal with paying for these incredibly high prices for low tier quality? If you want to watch them on it's Thursday night. If you want to watch them on a Thursday night and you have to get the Amazon to do that, you're paying more money just to watch a team that's probably going to lose. What is the point? I don't know if they lost Thursday Night Football this year, but okay. Doesn't really matter. My whole point is that I'm tired of this pass for the Patriots when there has been so many decisions that led to Brady leaving that made the team so much worse than it had to be after, that it doesn't make sense on why the pass has to keep going till next year, until the year after, until the year after that. If Bill Belichick was any younger, how long would you allow him to freaking stay with the organization? It just, he's a great great coach, but he's a horrible GM, and honestly, his leadership of other coaches his leadership in general seems to be questionable. I know a lot of people blame it on this generation of players, but it's just, regardless of what it is, there are other coaches that are dealing with it, and it might be tough for them, and they might be heading to Thailand or whatever if, it gets tough. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of other coaches who are dealing with it very well, who are still out here doing their thing, and we don't just because they're not feeling like, I don't know, like, it's just like, did they get better kids? It's just, it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So take a break for a second, and then we'll move into the UFC for a little bit. We're not going to do as long on the UFC, but we will take some time to talk about it. So take an intermission, grab some water, grab a dab, and then